Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. First, let's address the very short pixie cut in the room. I decided to have all my hair cut off. Just felt like a change. So we went for the super short pixie. I am still sort of training my hair, so please ignore these like puffy bits at the side. It will be flatter once I've picked up some products to make it flat. But today we're going to give the Jenna Tutorials Cowgirl Reloaded palette a go. This is gorgeous. If you know me in my real life, you know I'm obsessed with cows. I have mentioned it a couple of times on my channel. So this is what the palette looks like. You've got 4 blushes, 4 bronzers, some highlightery shimmery shades, and then a really gorgeous like core matte selection. So we're going to try this today. It is very neutral for me. When I pulled it out, my boyfriend was like, "Are you okay, babe?" But it was cow themed, so I had to have it. So I'm going to start off by putting some dimension in this face because we are looking super flat. So we're going to go in with the lightest of the 4 bronzers. This one is Booking. This one here. I am just going to warm my face up with this because it needs it. Also, I did only dye my hair yesterday, so please ignore the hair dye that is still on my face and my neck. Just going to ignore that. This is a really nice powder bronzer, actually. It's blending really nicely. It's going on absolutely no fuss. It is quite warm. I think if you don't like a warm bronzer, you're probably not going to like the bronzers in this palette because they are very warm. But I love a warm bronzer, even in the winter, so that looks really nice. Not anything too like overwhelmingly special, but pretty. Next, let's do blush. I'm really excited about this bright pink up here, so we're going to use this one. This is Cutie Patootie. I'm going to take this lightly because I don't know how much pigment these have. Okay. Nice pigment. That was like 2 taps into the pan. Apologies if you can hear that noise. We have some peacocks that live on a farm behind us and they like to make lots of noise. And again, it's hot, so the windows are open. I really like that blush shade. That is a very, very me shade. I like the look of all the others as well. They're both, the other 3, sorry, are quite like bright as well. Let's do a little bit of highlighter. I'm going to go in with this one here, which is Rattlesnake. I think the gold is going to be a bit too much on my skin tone. So let's give this one a go. This is Wildflower, sorry. Rattlesnake is the gold. Okay. Oh, wow. That is intense. I did not expect that to be that intense. It does not look that intense in the palette. These are beautiful. I think the whole idea with these is that you can use them on the cheeks and on the lids. So I love a multi-use product. Right. Okay, so we're very, very like warm neutrals here. So I'm going to start off down here with this one, which is called Mustang, which is just like a warm brown. And I'm going to take my big Lara Faye E25 crease brush and I'm just going to run this through the crease just so we've got something to work into. I like these shadows so far. I've got a little bit of my current go-to Too Faced shadow, what's it called? Shadow Insurance? You know which one I mean. The only primer Too Faced does. The only thing with this palette I was a bit gutted about is the mirror came broken. So, you know, there's me with 7 years bad luck. There we go, you can see it there. So I was kind of gutted by that, but I'm alright as long as the shadows aren't broken. I'm happy to deal with that. And obviously, I know it's not Jenna Tutorials' fault. It was lovely, well packaged. It had like a handle with care glass sticker on the front of it. It's just the postmen be out here chucking things about. I'm going to take a Lara Faye E24, which is an even bigger, fluffier brush. And I'm going to take Woodburn, which is this one here. Oh, that went really dark then. And we're just going to blend out the transition shade with that. so it's really nice and blown out. Now, I don't do neutral looks very often, so I have pulled out one of my Take Two glitters, but we might just do a matte look. I don't know, I'm going to see how I feel once I've done it. These are really nice, very, very deeply orange tone, so if you aren't a fan of warm tone neutrals, this one probably won't be for you. If you do like warm tone neutrals though, this is hitting all of the spots of the things that I love currently. Okay, I'm still getting used to this fringe. I have had my hair this short before, and I loved it. It just takes a couple of days to kind of get it to sit the way you want it to, which is kind of frustrating, because I'm just not as talented as the hairdressers. I'm going to use this one here, which is the shade Gunner, and I'm going to pop this into the crease on a small brush. This is a sample Beauty 108, and we're just going to pop that into the crease there, and we're just going to give that a little blend. I really feel like this palette could be like a good like starting out makeup palette, because it's really got everything that you would need. If you'd have given like 15-year-old me this palette, I would have lost my mind, because it was literally everything that I would have ever wanted. Had a bit of shimmer on the side, some like single shadows, and I'd have been happy as Larry. It's basically the Makeup Geek that I built palette that I built for myself when I was 15. But the shadows are really smooth, they're blending really nicely. This dark brown has got plenty of pigment to it, but not too much that you sort of putting it down and it's massively overfacing everything. It's just really nice. I'm going to go in with something a bit deeper. I'm going to go in with Horseshoe, I think, which is this dark brown here. Now, don't get me wrong, could this have been condensed? Probably. I get why you would want all these shades, because they are all slightly different tones. I don't know whether it's 100% necessary to have them all in one palette, but again, if you are a beginner and you want to get started, having all these neutral tones in one palette is going to be really useful. I'm going to take Rootin' Tootin' just to blend that dark brown out. These names are insane and I absolutely love it. So we're just going to make sure it's really, really blended out. Okay, so that is sort of where we're heading with that. I'm just going to sweep it out a little bit here, just so we've got a bit of sort of dimension going on. I don't know, this highlighter might be too light for me, which never happens. It's very, very warm and very, very pink toned. It's not very, very warm. It's very, very pink toned and icy is what I meant to say. So it kind of is standing out very starkly against my skin. It's very intense, but it's giving me like Flashback Mary vibes. Let's just pop a little bit of the gold on top. This is Rattlesnake, just to see if I can take down the iciness a little bit. Okay, that might have made it worse. These are really intense. It's definitely taken down the iciness a bit, but it has made it more sparkly, so you know. Use a light hand with those ones. So we're just doing exactly the same on this other eye than I did on the first eye. Just taking it out a little tiny bit. Just going to build up that outer corner a little bit there. And then we're going to go back in with Rootin' Tootin' and blend. So I always think a great representation of a palette is the black. So we're going to go in with, I can't actually, that one was the black. I think this is Revolver. Very, very similar to Dusty, but I think that's just ever so slightly like a darker brown. And we're going to take a little bit of that black and I'm just going to use this to join my lash line to my outer corner. So we've got a little bit of a smoky moment going on there. Just going to take a little bit of that black under the lower lash line as well. And then we are going to give one of these shimmers a go on the lid. So I'm going to go in with the gold, which is Rattlesnake. And and we're going to press this onto the lid with my favourite flat brush, the M15 from By Jungle. I might have wholly misunderstood the intention of these. No, they do say highlighters. They do say highlighters. But they are very, very, very pigmented. Like, no one would ever question that was not an eyeshadow, because that is intense. That is absolutely beautiful on the lids. I'm going to go in with my big fluffy brush again. I'm going to take Mustang and I'm just going to buff that black out on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to go put some mascara on and we're done. Okay, so that is the finished look. I am really impressed with the quality of this palette. It was the bargain price of £25. I think it's normally 40, but you can normally get it on like TikTok Shop and their website for slightly off. I am really impressed. The blushes are beautiful, the bronzers are great. Probably not going to use the highlighters on my cheeks again, just because I just think it's a bit much for me these days. But I love the look that we ended up creating. It's super smoky, super sultry, something very different for me, because I never do neutrals. I was tempted to pop a bit of colour case in the lower lash line, but I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put it away and put it over here and just ignore it. So yeah, I do hope you did enjoy this video. If you are into neutrals, if you want one of those all-together palettes that you are one and done with, this is amazing. Pick it up. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So that's it from me today, guys. I do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe. And if you want to make sure you never miss another video, then hit that bell icon and you'll be notified when I post. You've been fabulous. I've been Call of the Ball, and I'll see you next time. Bye.